Hey everybody, it's Friday, December 19th, 2014. I guess technically it's Saturday, it's midnight right now, but I'm talking about Friday. I'm talking about the day after Thursday. I'm Ollie Berg. You're listening to, I suppose you're listening to my diary. That's my goal with this. I'm not really good at sitting down and writing, but I am good at sitting down and talking. I like to think I'm good at talking, so thank you for joining me. I'm really excited to have you guys with me. Today, I woke up and I sat. Did you hear that? Did you hear that air? I'm not talking well lately. I'm not talking well lately, and I don't know what it is, because it's a basic human thing, and it's a thing that I do all the time. In fact, I just said literally 30 seconds ago, oh, I'm good at talking. No, apparently I'm not, because apparently I can't say words, I can't say consonants, I can't say, I can't formulate thoughts. And I'm thinking it's because I'm not writing. I think it's because I think if you sit there and you write and you have to write out your T's and your N's and your G's, so you're sitting there with your T and your G, you have to think about what it sounds like, because nobody just writes words and they don't hear it in their head. They hear the sentence in their head and they try to write it down, and I can't sit down. I can type my words, but I feel like typing is so not personal. You know, when you write it with your hands, you're putting your flesh and blood onto a piece of paper, flesh and blood and graphite, and that's why there's brilliant journals of like Isaac Newton, because he had to sit there and he had to write it down, and he was probably actually left-handed, but the world didn't believe in lefties because they thought it sent him to the devil, and so he wrote it with his right hand, and it was still beautiful because that mattered. And you don't have that anymore. You don't have that. Everyone should take a calligraphy class, I think. I don't know why I'm not taking a calligraphy class, because when I write, it's just chicken scratch, and not even good chicken scratch. It's kind of like loopy. My signature is never the same, and like my signature isn't loopy. That's okay. Here's where the issue is. A good signature is kind of loopy and squiggly, and mine is definitely just bad. There's an O, and then there's a B, and then the rest is like not even cool. It's actually not even a B. I'm not good at doing the B. There's an O and then an H. So you know when my name ends. And that's how you know, oh, this is Ollie, because his last name is Berg, and that ends with an H. And that's where I'm looking at, I remember there was this girl, Becca, in high school, who took a calligraphy class, and her handwriting was beautiful, and her notes were just gorgeous pieces of art. That was like the human reproductive system consists of blah, 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 fallopian tubes, and the word fallopian looked like Latin, and it was beautiful, and it had this, it resonated in me, and I loved it, and I can't do that. My handwriting does not resonate. If in 100 years the world ends, they're going to look at my handwriting, and they're going to say, well, good thing this guy is dead, because nothing that he's going to write is going to contribute to anything. And that's almost a damn shame, because there has to be some smart people with some really bad handwriting. But the world will never know. They'll never know. I woke up today, made breakfast. I made hash browns, like restaurant style, with the grated, and I did it, and I did it well, and I was really stoked about it. And I had a great breakfast. I had an egg, sunny side up. I decided today, everyone has a way that they take their eggs, and I change it every single day, because it doesn't really matter to me. But I think I like them runny, and I had it runny, sunny side runny. And I had bacon the way I like it. I've had to come to terms with myself that I don't like it crispy, and everyone thinks that they like it crispy, but they're wrong. They don't. They want it kind of just brown around the edges, a little chewier, a little crispy, just right, with lots of pepper. That's the way Grandma did it. That's the way I made it. I felt good, and I felt so good. I went and I took a shower. I put on real pants. I put on corduroy pants. and I was ready for the day, and then I sat on my couch. And I don't normally sit on my couch. I My roommate Dom, he usually sits on the couch and he kind of spreads up and opens up shop, and it's good. It's good. He should do that. That's what the living room is for. But I'm so desk oriented. I have to do everything at my desk, and when I sit down on my couch, I want it to be quiet and serene. So, but Dom, he's got the TV going, and he's got, because some people they got to work with stuff going on, and so I sit at my desk and work. But I came out, and Dom's gone right now, and so I'm just sitting, and I'm not on Reddit, and I'm not listening to anything. I'm not reading, I'm not writing. Just sitting. And I'm thinking about food, because I was so proud of my hash browns. And 10 minutes goes by, and I'm sitting there thinking about food. I'm thinking about the Colbert Report. It's over now. I'm thinking about my friends back home. Thinking about my girlfriend. I miss her. She's gone. It's just me around here in Monmouth, and I'm just chilling. And I go onto YouTube and I watch Food Wishes with Chef John, because I think Chef John is so funny. I think he is so funny. And that's all fine and well, especially for a food program. But the issue is that I think he's really funny, and I think, and this breaks my heart, but I think Nick Offerman's stand-up special, American Ham, shouldn't be booked as a stand-up special or a comedy special, because it's not funny. No, it is funny. His delivery does not jive with me. He's too downward inflected, and he's talking about things that are against this persona that the American public knows him as, because he is Ron Swanson, and not in the sense that, well, yeah, he has the persona of Ron Swanson. No, Nick Offerman, the actor, has a character named Ron Swanson. But the guy, Nick Offerman, is almost exactly the same as Ron Swanson, just toned back a bit. But not even so, because now there's a persona of Nick Offerman as this guy who, reads tweets from young female celebrities while working in his wood shop. And he has this serious look to it, and the opening whole bit of it is he's like shirtless. And then he goes in and he's trying to talk about, he's shirtless and he's manly, is what I'm trying to say, and he's got this gut and a hairy chest, and then he's trying to talk about, loving your woman, but he's doing it from an emotional standpoint, and he's presented himself as a physical guy, and I'm mad about it, because it's not funny, and he's downward inflected, so everything is kind of swallowed up. I mean, if he had more energy to it, and he brings it out, he does, a little bit, and I only got through 15 minutes. I'm not proud of this. I wish I didn't. I mean, I wish I got through the whole thing, because all my friends liked this. But he needs more energy. He's got to bring it. And if you don't grab me in the first 15 minutes, I'm not going to watch the special. And that's the problem with a lot of Netflix specials. There's a lot of these long form comics that just aren't getting you. Bill Burr, his special, what was it? I'm Sorry You Feel That Way. That is so good, because you walk out and he's got you. And it's probably because Bill Burr is a stand-up. He's a stand-up. Nick Offerman is an actor who who just got thrown into the limelight, but Bill Burr, he's a stand-up, so he grabs you and he makes you listen, and he gives you his point of view the whole time, and his persona is set, because that's the only thing he has to work on, really. He's got his material and he's got his persona, and at the end of the day, they're hand in hand. And Bill Burr has it. He did it. So I'm Sorry You Feel That Way. Great special. American Ham, I'm sure people like it. In fact, I know that people like it. I didn't, and I feel bad about that. I do. Like I'm gonna offend him or something. Like he's gonna listen and be sad about my opinion on his freaking. Oh man. Looking at the news today, my high school is in the news. Apparently, there was the hazing of the Lake Ridge High School dance team. This is just surfaced. And there's a law firm that's been hired to investigate the allegations of the hazing. Apparently, there was a coach that told members not to talk about it to investigators or else they get in trouble. I remember high school. I remember the dance team. And I remember it being nothing but drama for these girls. Because the dance team is essentially the pretty girl squad. And you audition to be a pretty girl on the pretty girl squad. And then all these pretty girls think that they're the shit because they're on the pretty girl squad. And then every year, there's some new freshman pretty girls that have to get recruited and put onto this team. And they had such a method. I think there was it was almost like a sorority. There was you almost had a big sister, if I remember correctly, and or at least they had this system similar to that, and they would help each other and guide each other, but there was hazing. And I remember, one year apparently the hazing was like, oh, you have to do these funny things, and then it kind of, but oh, you don't want to, you don't have to, okay, whatever. But there's what is it? The students were using alcohol and marijuana, and that incoming dance team members were subjected to degrading name calling and requests for sexual favors. The point of hazing is to I don't actually know what the point of hazing is. It almost seems like a stupid thing. What is the point of hazing? In fraternities, it's like paddling guys and making them naked and walking around and doing the naked thing, and oh, you have to wear a fucking wiener suit, and your name is Jonah Hill, and you're in a movie, and that's what fraternity is. And for some reason, after you're hazed, everything is okay and you're part of the club. If someone wants to be part of the club and they're stupid, then just don't let them be part of the fucking club. And not because they're stupid, but if you don't want them to be part of your club, well, first of all, if you're a school club and you don't want them to be part of the club, that sucks. You should start an outside of school club where you can be as exclusive as you want. What I'm trying to say is that in every school club, there are people that you don't like. And it's not their fault. Okay? It's your fault. It's always, if you don't like someone, it's always your fault, unless that person is genuinely a bad person. But there are 10 genuinely bad people in the world at any given moment. There's a list of them. It's not even the America's Most Wanted list, because some of those guys, they can justify their own thing, yada da, blah da da. No, the 10 bad people in the world, and you probably know one, all right? And that's one person you don't like, but the other 5 people that you don't like, there's no point. There's no point of you not liking them, because you just have this. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, I feel like I've been a dick lately. I'm just gonna be out with it. I feel like I've been a dick to people, and I realized it a couple days ago. I was just fucked up drunk, and I don't do that. I don't get wasted that often, and I was just messed up, and I was hurting, but not for any reason other than I feel like I haven't done anything great. I haven't done anything worthwhile. Nothing to write home about. Nothing to call mom and say, hey, guess what? I've done this or that. I'm in school and I'm learning, and supposedly that's some great thing, but it doesn't feel like it. And I feel like I've become selfish because I've wanted to have... I wanted to have some sort of thing to call my own. Something to, not call my own, something to be proud of. And when you're in school, all you have is grades, but whatever. A grade is you did your best, A grade is you showed up and you did what was required of you. It's never anything great. You get an A and it's because you studied, which is what you were supposed to do. But I had a conversation with my friend Aaron about what is profound. And she said a cool thing. She said, what profound is the stuff between what is so commonplace that we all understand, yet we can't describe it with words. And that is a profound thing. But I feel like Stephen Colbert, that's a profound thing. Because at the end of the Colbert Report, the last episode, I'm watching it, and yes, it's funny, of course, but there's also this real feeling that you have of sadness that the show is over, that it's gone, it's done, and it impacted me. I remember sitting down at my cousin's house and accidentally turning on this show. The very first episode of the Colbert Report, I stumbled upon on accident, and I watched it off and on through the 9 years that it happened, and I watched the last episode, and it tore me up. Because it's been 9 years. And in 9 years, yes, of course, 9 years ago I was 11. And it kills me that I haven't done anything worthwhile in 11 since I was 11. I'm only 20. Are my expectations just so high? Am I do I feel like am I expecting too much of myself? Justin Bieber was 12 and a half when he got recruited to become the next billionaire. And he's not, his singing voice is fine, but I've heard of a lot of other singers in the world. I'm a singer, not a great one. That's why I'm not Justin Bieber. Also, it's because I'm fat. Maybe that's it. I just need to be cuter. Where's my profound thing? Well, my profound thing is I'm not cute. Well, some people think I am. Sheridan thinks I am. I guess that's what matters. But I feel like I haven't done anything worth noting. The Colbert Report is over, and in the 9 years the Colbert Report existed, I got into college, and I suppose that's it. I've been in a couple plays in my time. I was shitty at saxophone, but just good enough to get into school with it. I haven't done anything of note. I haven't created the Colbert Report. And I become selfish. And I got drunk. And I pissed a lot of people off. I pissed off my girlfriend, whom I love. Pissed off a friend of mine. I won't say their name because of privacy. But I got a lot of people mad at me. And I woke up the next morning, and first of all I had to just fix whatever was wrong with me and Sheridan, because that is such a priority. And I had to go through that and make it work. And that took all day. Luckily I did it. Luckily everything's okay now. But after I hung up on the phone with Sheridan, I wanted to go away. I wanted to disappear. But not in the life sucks, blah 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 sort of way. I wanted to be gone so people could just remember me. I wanted to go to the East Coast and get a new name, something cool like Blake, and live like a secret double life over there. And then people will only remember the good stuff. Or I hope. See what people would remember. So I should probably stop drinking. But I think that's what everybody says after they after they go drinking and get drunk and mess everything up. No, it's been a couple days and everything's fine now. But I wonder, am I a dick? I'm selfish. But am I truly selfish, or is that just how I am right now? And honestly, I don't know the answer to that. Maybe I'm better than what I think I am, but who knows? Maybe I'm just a dick. I don't know. Seems like people like me. Well, diary, thank you for listening. Is that how I should end it? How should I end this? I didn't think this through. I just thought, hey, maybe I'll just talk for a while, see what happens. I thought it would be amazing if I could even do that, and I did that, so I don't know where to go from here. All right. Sincerely. Oh, I should start it with a dear diary, and then it can be, sincerely, Ollie. Well, shit, that would be a good way to end that. So just pretend I put a dear diary at the beginning. Sincerely, Ollie.